Well, my next book actually has a very loose tie to that, only in the sense of representation in a genre that is woefully...
Yep. I know where you're going.
Has very low representation. As a horse person, I read every horse book I could get my hands on, and this is a genre where there was very poor representation of anybody besides really white characters, even a lot of boys with the Black Stallion books, and then finally more girl characters in the 80s and 90s and that sort of thing. But this was just just a perfect J novel. I loved this book. It's called Can't Be Tamed by Shimele, that's how you pronounce her first name, Syed Mendes. And this is a part of a series called Horse Country. There will be 3 books in this series. And it's... the main character is about 11, so it would be just a nice middle grade read. But it's absolutely fantastic. And the author has written, also won a Pura Belpré Award for the novel Furia. And she's an Argentinian American. She grew up in Argentina, and when she was a child, she walked past this extremely fancy equitation riding school, and she and her sister would peer through the bars and say, "Oh, we'd love to ride like that." And she didn't have an opportunity to ride until her daughter took riding lessons as an adult. She lives in Utah, and she then started to take her own lessons as a gift to herself, because as a child, her one access to horses was books, and again, books with no representation with people that looked like her at all. So her mission in writing these books is to provide that representation and to provide characters that kids can fall in love with, just like she fell in love with the Black Stallion books when she was a kid. So this is the story of Carolina Aguas Vivas, and she's grown up on Paradise Ranch. Her family are the caretakers of the ranch. They live in a cottage there. They are very happy there. They get to be intimately involved with the horses. She's been involved with them pretty much since birth. She gets to ride, she gets to care for them, and it's a family affair. Well, there's new owners that come to the ranch, and there's a daughter named Chelsea Sanchez, who's also an Argentinian American, but has kind of a snooty attitude, and she gets to live in the mansion, and so these girls set off on a very bad note with each other. They have to clean the small barn together, which was Carolina's special job. So now she's very upset. Horses are her refuge, and she feels like she's losing that. So this is really a story about friendship and opening up and working together. There's so many fantastic life lessons for kids in this story. And it was really just a beautiful, read less like a series book than a really nice middle grade fiction book, I feel like. But it's shorter, so it's fun. And since they're printed in series, I think they roll a little faster that way.